What's up, my friends? It's Rachel, and today we are going to make my December Christmas junk journal out of this little golden book, The 12 Days of Christmas. I just ordered this off of Amazon because it was on sale for a couple dollars, so that's just what I want to use. So we'll look at it here in a second. But I wanted to show you my completed Christmas ephemera holder. I will have the link for the video up in the cards or down in the description, but I love how it turned out. A lot of these are from printables from last year that I got. I'll show you my printable here coming up right there on the left. I think we did that for one of the days. I can't remember, but I do have my own Christmas printable, and the printables I am planning on using this year too, I have linked down below, as well as the coupon code for Bonting Vintage Designs, which I'm going to speed through these here, but I did finally print out the ephemera one from his vintage one, and it's so pretty. Here's some of mine, but that's from Bonting Vintage Designs, the I think half pages. They're really pretty, so yeah, check out the link down below for his Etsy shop and our coupon code. And these ones back here are from Tsunami Rose. I think I have that Etsy shop linked down there as well. So let's do a quick flip through of this book. So I had never seen what the inside of it looked like until I got it from Amazon, and I was so excited to see all of the bright, different colors throughout this. And I love doing just a lot of red for Christmas, and so with all these different colors, I'm really excited to kind of see what I do. So I picked up 3 different sizes of the binder rings. Those two, the jaunt ones, are from Dollar Tree. There's 2 inches, 1.25, and then I ordered 1.5 inches from Amazon because I just really wasn't sure what size I wanted. So the first thing I'm going to do is take off the spine of the little golden book. I see so many people cut these off. Don't cut them off. Save them. I used it to make a belly band inside the journal. I think, that's what makes these the little golden books, but I love the Christmas ones. I love the red one here. So just use a hair dryer or a heat tool here. And then I use this little spatula thing I got at Dollar Tree to take it off. And yeah, I'll just pick out a piece of paper and glue it to it and leave a border on the sides of it. And I think it looks super cute as a belly band. So next thing you're going to want to do, there's 2 staples in these. And I've seen some people separate the signatures here and then kind of pry them open that way. I pry open the staples on the outside of the book. I think it's a little bit easier to do it that way. I was trying to do it the way some people had shown, and I just don't think that works very well. So I was able to get the staples open, and then I'm just pulling the pages out here. And so see where I'm kind of bending it? That's exactly where we're going to cut that piece off because it's kind of weak right through there. And so that'll give us the size of about 6 inches across for the covers. And then our height is 8 inches for these. So the next thing I'm going to do, since I got the paper trimmer out, is trim off the book pages to 6 inches. And I checked to see if I should trim on the other side. And the way these pages were, I was fine with just trimming off the edge. So I'm trimming off the fold and do that for both of the signatures. And then I just tried to make sure I kept the pages in order because I kind of wanted to keep the story intact and in order for mine this year. So I'm just trimming or ripping off actually some fabric that I will be putting around the edges of this. And this is totally optional. You don't have to add fabric to these. You can just punch straight through them. I like to add it because I just think it looks really cute, to be honest. So if you add fabric, you can do it like this. I mixed up some Elmer's glue and water to make my own little Mod Podge and put in a ketchup thing. And I think it was like 2 inches on the front, and then pulled it around and added Mod Podge on the inside. And then I'm going to do a layer of Mod Podge on top of the fabric as well. I like the look of the ripped fabric, but usually I end up covering up the edges of it. So I tried to leave those kind of out so you can see them. And I kind of wish I would have made that a little bit shorter on the front because I I covered up the 12 part of the title, but it's okay. And so I'm going to do the same thing on the back cover here and add the fabric. I'm not sure where I got that fabric. I've had it a little while, I think. And then I'm going to add the rickrack. So I added the rickrack kind of in the middle of the fabric there. I tried to make sure I didn't put it too close to the left side because I didn't want to punch through the rickrack. And I'm just using Fabri-Tac to put that on there. And I just think it looks so cute. And like I've said before, that rickrack I find at Walmart. I think it's just a little bit cheaper there at Walmart. And so I decided too to add some paper to the inside covers because I just wasn't a fan of the red on the covers. Like it just didn't match enough with the rest of the book, kind of like that old world kind of color, like it was more of a cool red. So I put some of that paper, that's a pad from Hobby Lobby a couple years ago, and then some more of the rickrack, and oh my gosh, it just looks absolutely adorable. I think adding rickrack like that makes stuff look like kind of playful and cute. And this journal, like I've done the Christmas stuff before, I kind of do whatever I want, like as far as vintage look or not. I just do whatever I feel like. So I have this scrapbook paper here, and I will kind of talk through how I do these pocket pages. This is from Lyric Lover Crafts. So you need a 12-inch across by 11-inch high double-sided scrapbook paper, and you're going to score at the 6-inch and then turn it, and then at the bottom you're going to score at 3 inches, and that's your pocket. And so I'm going to do a notch on one of the sides, which I ended up doing the back side. So the side that it's open is actually where you're going to be punching the holes for the binding. So I'm going to show again here how to do one. So you're going to score at 6-inch in the middle. You're going to turn and then score at 3 inches for the bottom pocket, and then just fold that up and fold it in half for your pages and do a thumb notch. And I ended up gluing the side and bottom down. I think in her video she left the side open, and I wasn't really liking that, so I did glue it down. And so now I'm just going to start trimming all of my other pages down. So I used tons of different types of papers. This is from a cookbook that I got at a library discard sale. I pulled that out of it. I have some green color coffee dyed paper I did with doilies. I made these last year. So not every piece of paper is the 6x8. Some of these are a little bit smaller. And so this is some coffee dyed book page. And I was trying to just figure out what I wanted to trim off. to have in it. It was definitely weird to just trim the papers down to whatever size, I needed for this instead of trimming it to where I'm going to fold them over to sew into the spine. That was definitely weird. This is the first time I've done a journal like this with the binder ring, so it definitely had to like make your brain think a little bit of a different way. Trying to do that. So I'm also including some scrapbook paper and some Christmas cards I just cut off. And as far as how many pages you include in these, that's entirely up to you. And that's what I like I said, about this binder ring style, is that you can add pages later, take pages away, put them in a different order. Like when you make a journal, you're like, oh, I hope I like it like this. You know what I mean? So I'm going to get all of my pages punched with this 3-hole punch. We had to shift around the things in it to where it would fit for this size. So you can use a single punch, you can use a crocodile to do this. This is totally use whatever you have to get your holes punched. So you could make a template like with a sheet of paper and then put your papers on and then punch them with like a single punch or whatever. Don't think you have to go out and buy a 3-hole punch unless maybe you're going to do this a lot. I think Lyric Lover Crafts got all of her pages and stuff cut down, and then she took them to a paper shop near her or whatever to have the holes drilled through, because she made a bunch of once, I think, for a craft fair. But if you're just doing 1 or 2, at a time like this, I would, try to do them by hand if you can. And then sorry about the string on my sweater. And there's a little bit of a glare throughout the video because I used a different light when I was making this. But I'm going to go through and glue down like that envelope, and then some of the pockets. So those 12 by 12 papers that have like the little 6 by 6 squares. So I just cut those in half and folded it over, and then punched the sides so there'll be like little pockets. So what I'm doing here is starting to put my pages together. And like I said, I just put 1 page of whatever I pulled for separate papers and put 1 page in between each book page. And this was kind of weird to do because I just wasn't really sure like what I was going to be doing basically. So I just wanted to see how it would look, how it would feel like, and then after I do all this, I'm going to go back and add the rest of the pages in. So you can see I've got several pages left. And I'm just going to go back in and add them. And even off camera, I kind of went back through and changed some stuff as well. And I may even change it and add papers later because I kind of like to do a bigger spread, like for like what I plan on buying everybody, like the shopping list or whatever. I kind of like to do a little bit of a bigger spread for that, and then a bigger spread for like what Christmas dinner is and like the menu and stuff like that, because Christmas food, everything's such a big part of getting together with family on Christmas and stuff like that. So I usually will do a little bit more for that, and so I will definitely be adding more pages. And then that blue card there is a card. I got a pack of cards from Goodwill, and I wanted to include that in my journal as well. And usually I try to do something that has like whatever wrapping paper we're using that year as well. And so I'm punching the covers there, and oh my gosh, it was such a pain in the butt. It was hard to get that through that fabric. And so I've got these gold book corner things I'm putting on the outside. And I just love red and gold. It's so pretty. And I'm using that E6000 glue. There was barely any left, but I wanted to use the rest of it. And I ended up having to add extra glue later because I just didn't have enough on the one part of it. But yeah, so then I'm going to let those covers dry overnight. And now I'm showing you what I would do with the spine. I'm gluing it to a strip of paper, and I will do a zigzag stitch on each side of that, and then sew the top and the bottom to that page to make the belly band. So I'm getting all of my fabric and ribbon and trims all ready to go. So I'm going to attach them to the pages with paper clips. I'm going to keep all the pages in order. And then I'm going to take them all to the sewing machine and sew them on. So I found some pom-pom trim last year at Dollar Tree, the green one, and then I ordered some white stuff from Amazon. I got a whole big bag of it. I just love the look of pom-pom trim. It's so much fun. I also get bags of scrap lace from a seller on eBay. If they're still available, I will have those linked down below. Once I got everything sewn on, I'm going to hit every single page with Distress ink. And oh my gosh, it took so long. But every page is done. But it looks so good. I love it. So yeah, so after this, it was in the evening, and I wanted to let the covers completely dry. And that E6000, you need to let it sit for a while so it doesn't like shift around. So here is the next morning, and I've got out my binder rings. Now this was a pain in the butt. So okay, so I ended up using the 1.5 inch that I got from Amazon, and I honestly think I'm going to switch to the 2-inch ones later. And since not all of my pages are the same size, it kind of took me a little while to get these on, because like if you touch those binder rings, of course they shift around and move. So like all of these clips are all sped up because, especially this. I mean, it's just, it just took a while. But yeah, some of the smaller ones are not all the way at the bottom. So anyway, but look how freaking adorable this is looking. I love it. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to do some colorful stuff in this one. I can't talk. I think it's just going to kind of be all over the place, which, it's kind of my style anyway, which is fine, I guess, so I'm going to get these binder clips closed. And, oh, look how cute. Okay, so this is what I really wasn't sure about, is adding some ribbon to those binder rings to try to make it look cute, I guess. So I tried to remember to do a square knot with them, and I did 3 different colors of ribbon, and then I had this green trim that I added as well that I think looked okay, but I didn't think that it just, I don't know. I wasn't digging it, to be honest. It just didn't look right. It's like there wasn't enough. Like it wasn't filled in enough. So I end up going back and adding some red lace to it. And then after that, I end up adding these little bells that I got at Dollar Tree. So here's where I'm adding the lace. it just, that really kind of started to bring it together a little bit. And honestly, it could probably use something else. I may add more or later, but maybe when the pages are more full, it won't look as empty. So here I am adding the bells. One of the bell tops broke off, but they're so cute. I love having the bells on there, honestly. It just looks adorable. So let's do a quick flip through so you can kind of see all of it together. And it was a little weird turning the pages, and I'm not exactly sure why. Like some of the parts, like it kind of got caught, the paper kind of got caught on the bottom. And that just may be part of having the binder ring. It just kind of may be getting caught a little bit. So we'll see. It lays pretty fat. It lays pretty flat. And then to work on pages 2, I'll be able to pull them out of here, which is kind of nice. So if I want to sew something else on or whatever, that's totally easy to do. So it got caught there too, but it's so cute. But I hope you liked watching me make this. It's adorable. And yeah, see you in December.